Hi,
Hello,
I'm Patrick.
and I'm James.
We're two lazy guys, and this is going to be our very first film review for Two Lazy Guys Productions. So we apologize in advance for the crudeness and the roughness, but I think you'll enjoy it.
Yes.
Just to give you an idea, we're going to be doing movie reviews now and in the future of films done by The Asylum, which is a wonderful movie studio, and they have a rich library for us to look through and choose what we're going to do.
Knockoffs, if you will.
Homages.
Yes. Very good. Very
Yes,
good.
thank you.
First up, you seen that we did Nazis at the Center of the Earth is what we watched.
With a title like that.
It speaks for itself. I've never been so excited to see or even hear Nazi.
I know, and usually Nazi films, you're not really looking forward to seeing a Nazi film.
Correct.
But this one is the exception to the rule. And James, if I may, I'd like to read the official synopsis of this. And for the three people out there who have not seen this movie yet, be forewarned, we're going to give major plot hole devices away.
Correct.
Okay, here we go, James. So, reading here via IMDb, Nazis at the Center of the Earth, 2012. Researchers in Antarctica are abducted by a team of masked stormtroopers. They are dragged deep underground to a hidden continent in the center of the Earth. Here, Nazi survivors, their bodies are horrific patchwork of decaying and regenerated flesh, are planning for the revival of the Third Reich.
Correct. My thoughts on this film would be it should be Nazis that just cut people up. That was their main thing. They just
That seemed to be it.
I'm gonna cut your flesh off and use it.
Yes. There's a team of researchers led by the gorgeous and talented Jake Busey.
Mm-hmm.
When I think researcher, scientist,
You think?
any member of the Busey family. Really.
There you go.
But Jake, he's a good one.
Sounds good.
And they're researching, and they come across this this layer. This would you call it the center of the Earth, James?
If the center of the Earth is 150 feet down, yes.
That's my definition. If that's the definition, then that's absolute center of the Earth. Because you go down this fun little tunnel, and all of a sudden there's like this hidden oasis, and that's where the Nazis have been low these many years.
Yes. What I did like about the film was they had pretty decent special effects.
I have to say yes, the Asylum does very well with that.
Backdrops not so much. The first thing I think of is opening scene. There's a hangar in the background that looks like a cardboard cutout.
Probably was a cardboard cutout.
And
When you blow the budget hiring Jake Busey, it leaves very little.
Correct. And of course, when they start, I'm thinking, oh, they've got a cookout to go to because they're loading a futuristic smoker into the plane.
Right, because you need that. You get hungry.
I like how they show that at the beginning, but you really don't know what that's about.
Right.
Till halfway through the movie. Then you
It's
realize,
just
yes.
Right. Now, I'd have to say, regarding the special effects, what really stuck out with me, again, I'm giving a big part of this away, was the cyborg Adolf Hitler. The cyborg Adolf Hitler, the head in the robot body.
Yes.
That was a bit cartoony, but I mean, we think Adolf Hitler, cyborg body, chasing you across Antarctica. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes, and I'm thinking, you think, and this is why the Nazis never worked out. The whole thing, where are we going to attack from?
Antarctica.
Of course.
Falklands, I'm watching you. That's where the Third Reich's coming back, I suppose.
I guess.
I don't know. Now, James, let me ask you, if you could pinpoint your favorite moment in this movie, do you have a single favorite moment?
One.
A single favorite moment?
The single moment that I love the best is probably 3/4 of the way through the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He takes the face back off the guy. This don't belong to you, or I'd have to go back.
Right.
Because I fell asleep 3 times watching this to make it through it.
Right. There is a wonderful bit there where a guy is Joseph Mengele, the famed or infamous Nazi butcher. He plays a major role in this, and he's taking a scalpel across this dude's forehead, ends up he's going to take his face off. And as the scalpel is moving, this guy doesn't react.
No,
He's crying a little bit, like he's kind of, but that scalpel's just digging in. You see, and he's just like, eh. But of course, when the face comes off, he screams a little bit more.
Correct. That's when it actually hurts, I guess.
Yeah.
Scalpel, not so much. You rip the face off, that hurts.
Right.
The other part I do like is that you have all these special effects, and then notice their guns. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like pieces of what would you call it?
Circuit
Circuit board on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And,
When they shoot you, man, it just turns you into dust.
yeah, it does.
It's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, occasionally, if you notice, sometimes people get shot and they just fall down.
Oh well.
And other times, I guess there's different settings. But that just kind of, you know, if you're going to take all these special effects, there's going to be a cyborg, Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
Why do the guns look like this?
And of course the big spaceship. Well, I call it a flying saucer, but when the whole, again, major plot whole device here, the whole complex rises into the air like a giant flying saucer, and chases our heroes. You would think, gosh, you know, how much did that cost? Where did they get this technology? It seems to be, you know, it's best not to think.
I guess just over time you get a little piece at a time. Well,
they've had.
It's only 150 feet down, so.
Yeah, that's true. It's not hard to get to.
No. And they were up at the surface. I don't know how they got up at the very beginning.
No, that's true. They don't really talk about that.
No, I do like that. The guy said it's cold out there.
Yeah.
When they're out there doing whatever they're drilling, tapping for something.
Yeah.
And this I do remember is they about 2 or 3 inches of snow and you hit a Nazi plane or something.
That's right. It's
You know.
barely covered. Now,
Yeah.
thinking this thing probably crashed in the 1940s, let's say,
Yeah.
given the appropriate time frame. We're now coming up, my goodness, 70 years later? Is that correct? Am I doing my
2 or
math
3
right?
inches.
Yeah, that's all. It's very dry down
What's
there. they
this?
say.
You
Yeah.
know?
Now I have to say, James, one of my favorite parts is what I call the random act of nudity. I guess they were really pushing for a hard R rating. Mission accomplished, because all of a sudden there's nudity, and not just a little nudity.
Yeah.
It's prolonged nudity.
Yes, I felt the same way. You know, we're going through the movie, and boom, there is a chest.
Yes, a female chest.
Of course,
It's not
I mean,
Jake Busey's chest.
You know that that would still keep you in a PG-13 rating.
Yeah. This is there is a scene where our surviving scientists are being manhandled,
Mm-hmm.
Nazi handled,
Yeah.
if you will. And this girl decides, well, my top is off. I'm not going to do anything to cover myself up.
That's right.
And so, you know, who doesn't love random acts of nudity?
Correct. That you have a topless girl, and then you have what look like evil Oompa Loompas all over.
Yeah, that was disturbing. That
Yeah.
was disturbing.
I don't think it needed the scene, but
No, you could easily have cut that scene out and left the complex web of the plot to let it just go ahead and play itself out. But they decided, okay, let's put some boobies in this movie.
yeah, if that's what they was going for, they accomplished it.
Yes, they did. But having said all this, I thought it was very entertaining. I did watch it in one sitting, and I did it on a Saturday morning. But
I did it over 3 nights. I made it through it. I think the name should have been Nazis that rip people's skins off.
yeah, I
And
think so. Nazis under 10 feet of snow.
that would have been
Yeah.
good.
Cyborg Hitler wants to kill you.
Hmm.
Octoon, baby.
And I don't know why Australians were super close. Everybody in that ship or plane or whatever had an Australian accent.
Well, I guess they were talking about geographically that you could scramble the Australian Air Force. I
Okay.
guess. I don't know. It's best not to think about it. Don't
True.
think it. Turn your brain off.
And
Nope.
watch it.
And just watch the film. You'll enjoy it. The Asylum, well done. Now, on our scale, we're going to do best out of 5 sloths, because sloths are lazy and we are 2 lazy guys. So
Very
5
lazy.
meaning super mega lazy awesomeness. 0, I guess, presumably, could be the worst grade
Yes.
ever. But I was entertained by this. and I'm going to give it a good solid 4 sloths out of 5.
Wow, man, you knocked it up. I was going to give it, I was going to lean more towards 2.5, but I'll give it 3.
Oh, well, that's fine. That's fine.
I fell asleep 3 times.
Well, there you have it then.
But
Now, stay tuned. We will be our next one is we're going to review the Asylum's The Almighty Thor, not to be confused with the Hollywood runaway blockbuster hit Thor. It's called The Almighty Thor, and who stars in it, James?
somebody. I didn't do my...
You didn't do your research? I can pull up IMDb.
I didn't research.
Richard freaking Grieco.
Ooh.
Yeah, Richard Grieco from 21 Jump Street is back, and I don't think he plays Thor, though.
That sounds good.
Yeah. All right, well, stay
We'll
tuned.
let you know.
Thanks, and stay tuned for more laziness.
That's right.
I guess we'll just do a quick summary. We've read the plot summary off of IMDb, but in a nutshell, you've got scientists in Antarctica. They're doing some research. I think they're trying to get to like prehistoric microbes. You know how they're digging down there now, and they dig down into the Antarctic crust, and they find a Nazi plane. Then you've got some Nazis, and
But you never see their face. They always wear masks.
right, and then they find this really cool looking slide.
Yeah.
And they slide down, and you find the underground oasis. They're taking capture one by one. They're done away with. There's betrayal.
Yes, there is.
Trust nobody. If you're a scientist in Antarctica, don't trust the Nazis. The Nazis
Or doctors.
don't trust doctors, or Nazis, or Nazi doctors.
That's about it.
Yeah, and then of course they eventually do revive Hitler's head, not just his brain, his whole head.
Just need the head.
And then they try to escape, and then there's big fighting, and everybody lives happily ever after, or do they?
You'll have to watch it and find out.
That's right. And act now. It's on Netflix streaming. If you've got Netflix, there might be other video services that have it, but I know Netflix has got it.
Watch
Go
it
get it.
now.
I mean, it's the best hour and 21 minutes of your day.
Oh, or 3 nights. You can split it up.
That's right. You don't have to watch it in one fell swoop. Hey, you can if you want. But that's just a nutshell there. Go out and you have to see it. Seeing is believing.
And we'll be bringing you others, original stuff that we're going to produce.
That's true.
We'll be putting out a small web series called Total Loss. Be watching for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can find us on Facebook at Two Lazy Guys
And Twitter
and Twitter
at Two Lazy Guys.
at Two Lazy Guys.
Productions.
Production on Facebook, just Two Lazy Guys on Twitter.
I'm sure you got all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And YouTube, Two Lazy Guys Production.
You'll enjoy it. We have one preview out for Total Loss right now. We're working on our second one, and we hope to be filming episodes here very, very soon.
Yes. And if you have any suggestions, you want us to review any movies, just post them in comments on YouTube, or just post them anywhere on the Facebook page.
Yeah, we'll be happy to consider it. And luckily, the Asylum has quite a list.
Yes, we'll be busy for a while.
And sometimes, and because summertime's coming up, James, and you know what that means on Sci-Fi.
That means the original movies.
The original movies, James.
We'll be all over those. Stay tuned.
Man, that is how you make jambalaya.
Yeah.
What?
We'll have to review that.
Yes, indeed.
If you love sci-fi, you know that line. If not, you will.
You will come to love it as much as we do.